Hello and welcome to another episode of the Why We Travel podcast. Today we want to talk about hitchhiking, one form to travel around the world. And I have a guest with me who has a vast experience in doing so. Guillaume has traveled for the last 4 years around Europe and Asia. He had the opportunity to work and live in different countries like India, Nepal, Vietnam, and his travel rhythms is about meetings and adventures, and he loves slow travel. So for him, the way is more important than the destination, and I'm 100% agree with him. So let's say hello. How are you today?
Hey, thank you so much to hosting me here. I'm super happy to share some story of mine and of my travel experience.
Yeah, thanks for being on the show. First question, as always, what's your first childhood memory when it comes to travel?
My first memories of travel, you say, yeah?
Yeah, exactly.
Um, like I had the opportunity to travel alone for the first time in Ireland, and it was so nice because I had the opportunity to meet so many people from all around the world, and it was super interesting because it was in Christmas time, and it was super nice experience to share that kind of Christmas party with so many people and to share good moments. And that was like the first memories I have of travel experience, and the strongest because it was like really amazing moments.
Okay. So I understand in the last 4 years you traveled a lot. You did different styles of traveling. So tell me a little bit more about what you did.
Okay, so it was nice because it was during my school, during my study. So I did some work and also study I was in India for 1 year, and it was for my first year of MBA, and it was super nice because I was the only one guy, the white guy in all the school, so it was like full power experience with a lot of meeting and a lot of things. And during that year I had the experience to visit India in a lot of different way of traveling, because it was really nice to have like my apartments and all my stuff, and it was possible to go one way to somewhere and come back after. So I did a lot of motorbike, hitchhiking there, and a lot of different things. And like that example of India. And after I finished my school in last year, 1 year, 1 year back, and so far I bought a camper with my girlfriend, and we did like 15,000 kilometers with the car, and we met so many people just in France, and we just had to discover, okay, it's nice to go in the other side of the world, but maybe we can just stay in France and see what we can do. And it was just a super nice experience. And just before that, we did for the first time hitchhiking. So it was 2 years before I start to do hitchhiking in 2020. And the first time I did that, it was during the first lockdown of in France. And every people said, like, why I'm here to talk about hitchhiking. It's because I really want to show to people like hitchhiking, it's easy, and it's not that hard, and it's not like a big exercise. It's like when we did for the first time, we were me and my girlfriend, and everyone said, yeah, you cannot go there, it's impossible, it's the lockdown, you have to wear mask, and even that the people will not take you. But we did it, and it working really nice. And people just like, I love to say hitchhiking, it's like the best travel filter, because when you are beside the road and you just wait for cars, if the people is a hassle, he will not stop, so you are safe. Like it's a really good filter for good people. And I just met so many good people all around the world, in France, in Europe, and everywhere. Like It's like of a kind of a community who they don't know them, but they have the same mindset. So it's really interesting.
Okay, now that sounds exciting. Now, I have done hitchhiking myself. Now, I think a lot of people have a bit of concerns that hitchhiking is too dangerous. So, what was your sort of approach to that?
Yeah, so I can understand why people try to say that. I don't know exactly why, but like don't be afraid of other people, because like if you trust yourself, if you believe in yourself, if you like it's the most important. Like if you feel you can go, you can go. If you feel something weird, maybe don't go. But I did like more than 200 different car this year, and I never feel even felt something bad. Like everything every time it's like good people, good thing. And I really, if I can share, I would love to say, yeah, maybe sometimes it's a little dangerous, but for the moment, it's never been even one time. But like I do every time in a good place. You don't have to go anywhere. You have to be sure it's security for you and for the people who stop. You are like I never do hitchhiking in the night, so I have some like some rules of hitchhiking, but it's mine. And after, I think if you are like balanced between the rules of yourself and your environment, you can find a good way to do that kind of travel.
Okay,
But
so when it comes to rules, share your rules with our listeners. What are your rules to join somebody in the car or not?
yeah, it's like to the rules is to smile every time. You have to have a big smile because like when people see smiles, they want to smile and they want to share. And the like you have to. It's really interesting to take the opportunity to talk with someone. It's like it's just like it's so magical because it's just for like 5 to maybe 45 minutes, and after it's done. So it's like this moment is really nice. So you have to be able to listen and also to talk without filter. And it seems to be a little difficult, but it's supernatural. Like, and that I love it. And it's this is what I love with hitchhiking. It's the random, the 100% random. It's like I love to stop in one place and try to hitchhiking a little bit, and after say, okay, let's walk for 15 meters and like see what happened. And after the car will stop, it's just like, wow, you're like, how it's possible? It's just exactly the man I need now. And yeah, so the rules is for me, it's like you have to be able to talk without filters and to listen people and not judge and everything. So hitchhiking, it's really like a good a good step to know more yourself and accept the difference of others, for me.
Okay. Are there any countries from where you have hitchhiked where it was easier to find a ride than others?
For the moment, the easier was in France because like in France it's really common to do hitchhiking, and it's depend of different area, but it's really a good place to do. But for example, in Netherlands, it's really hard because you know, in Netherlands it's really famous for the bicycle roads. And so you are if you are walking, you don't have to go in these roads because they don't like it. And after that, I don't really do countries like Africa or America, and I think it's really nice there also. I meet people who do that, but me, I didn't do. But for now, France, it's a really good country, and for me, it was really nice to experience travel in my own country with my own culture, with my own language, and it's really nice because I can share a lot of things and it's really nice to talk with a lot of people.
Okay.
It's why I hitchhike.
Okay. A bit of a practical question. What kind of luggage do you have with you?
The smaller is better. It's like I have a backpack, and I really advise people to take the minimum because wherever you go, if you go just for one weekend to see your friends or 6 months to go in America, it's same because like you don't need to have too much in your back, and if you have some space more, you can even bring back some stuff from there. So it's super nice, and like the luggage, if I travel for 2 days or 3 years, it's the same. It's just like two t-shirts, one pants, one short, and after like some underwear. But and after that's it. But the minimum is better. And after I take the when I did the last time in France, so I did Rotterdam in Netherlands to Toulouse in 3 weeks, and I took my hammock to sleep in beside the road, but I never used because every time someone just asked me, and so I never slept outside.
Okay. You said you did Rotterdam to Toulouse. What was the average distance that you could go by hitchhiking?
In a day or
In a day, yeah.
it's really depend. It's more like I fixed a goal to a city to another. So, for example, I start in Rotterdam to reach Brussels in Belgium. So I did okay. Today I need to go Brussels, so I adapt myself. But it's like I don't like to take highway because for me it's not really interesting to take the highway because you see nothing of the country and everything. So I try to take all the time the little roads. So it's like the to calculate it, I say, okay, I look in Google Map, and in hitchhiking, it's 3 more time to take it. Like if it's 2 hours, it will be six. If it's like that. But every time when I do hitchhike, it's for all the day. So I start the morning and I will end in the evening, and it's working good, but it's never. I think the maximum is maybe 2 or 300 maximum kilometers in the same day. But it's like because I'm traveling with not in the highway. If I'm too late, I can okay, let's go to highway, and it can be faster. But it's not like I really advise people to don't travel by highway when they take the road because it's a pity.
Okay. So is that obviously you have been with hundreds of different drivers. Is there any kind of particular treat that you say this is a person that takes you with you, or is that like who's the person that stops?
It's really interesting because like I love to discuss with people and to ask them what they do for living, what are the jobs, what are the things. So the first thing I can say it's can be everybody, like every kind of people take me. I had like policemen, I had like people who do painting, people who are like in politics or in the I had the one guy, it was a horse rider for the king of Belgium, like a lot of different things, and it's so funny. And people are like I think like if I can do in percentage, like maybe 70% working more or less in a social thing, and after 75% already did one time hitchhiking on their life or know someone who do hitchhike. But for some people, they said, "Oh yeah, you look nice, and I want to start because I seen on the one day in TV, and it's look amazing to take someone in hitchhiking." So it's nice because, like, so many people say to you, "Yeah, I take you because you are looking nice." Okay, thank you. But yeah, it's like so many different, like it's super. Mixing it's the best way to mix so many different kind of people, like even in France, I have so many international people from outside, from France, from old and young, and yeah, it's really very difficult to just resume in one sentence, but it's like that. It's just like super nice and super easy to do and to meet so many different kind of people.
Okay, it sounds very interesting. So it seems to be a whole range of people who stop to take hitchhikers with them. Did you have anyone asking you for money, or were they all taking you for free?
Every time it's free. We never paid something, and it's really interesting because lot of people say to me, "Yeah, you are traveling for hitchhiking because it's free," and it's really not for that, because it's take you so much time. So if you want to save your time, you don't. And now it's just super easy to take a bus for €3 and go in the other place and all that stuff. So if you want to travel for save only your money, I don't advise you to do hitchhiking. But if you want to save to have a good stories to tell, it's nice. But it's a good advantage of that things because it's also free, and it's not like first like the first time I did hitchhiking. For me it was a little bit weird to be in beside the road and alone, and also to ask people to share the time, because it's like when people stop, it's really like you enter in their in their bubble, because like when you drive, you are in your things and everything. When you stop, okay, let's come with me on that drive. And never it's weird like, yeah, do I have to give him money or something like that. It's natural, and they never ask. And sometimes I just pay a coffee or something like that, but more because it's a new friend than he pick me for something.
Okay, yeah, that seems to be like a win-win situation. That's
Yeah.
sort of where everyone wins a little bit there on this experience that you have with each other. So before we come to the end of our podcast, what's your next travel plan? Where do you want to go next?
For Christmas, I go to Laponia, maybe in English, in north of Finland, and I got to meet my girlfriend who worked there. And the goal is to go Helsinki in the south to Laponia, more than 1,000 kilometers in hitchhiking. And I go there in the 16th of December. So it will be like, if you have to know one thing about me, I love sun and good weather. And there it's like sun for 4 hours in a day, and less 35 degrees or something like that. So it will be a good adventure.
That sounds definitely like an adventure. Yeah, thanks so much. There was a lot of good tips in there. So for people who want to try out hitchhiking, I think there's a lot of content that they can take away from this interview today. So thanks so much for your time, and talk soon.
Yeah.
Hey, Klaus here. Before you leave, I have a question. Are you a traveler? Do you have a favorite travel destination or favorite travel experiences that you would like to share with the world? Then become a guest on the Why We Travel podcast. Simply message me and I will get you all the details for becoming an interview guest, and then we take it from there. That's it for now. I see you in the next episode, and have a great day.